Hi guys. Now, in our previous lesson, I've already taught you over here on how to answer a question over here about your ticker timer experiment. Now, for today's video, I'm going to explain to you how to answer a question for the subtopic in physics, which is chapter 2, forces and motion. And the subtopic over here is called graphs of motion. Now, there are two most important graphs of motion that you will study. The first one is over here called displacement versus time. And the second graph over here is called a graph of velocity versus time. Now, I'll explain to you the first graph, displacement versus time. Now, I'm going to label the graph over here, and we're going to label it over here as A, B, C, and D. Okay? Now, at the same time over here, I'm going to write what is the y-axis over here. The y-axis must be displacement. Okay, displacement over here in meters. And your x-axis over here must be time, and time over here given to you in seconds. Now, what happens over here is, from A to B, if you notice, students, from A to B over here, the graph is said to be moving at constant velocity. Okay, this is the motion of the graph over here from A to B. Now, the reason why the graph over here is moving at constant velocity is because the gradient of the graph, if you look at any point over here, the gradient of the graph is the same. And how do you calculate gradient over here? This one is what taught to you all in maths or at maths over here. You take your y. Now just look at me again. You take your y and you divide over here with your x. Again, y divide x over here and you will get the value of gradient. So the reason why it is constant, it's because over here the value of gradient is fixed. The value of gradient over here does not change. That's why over here we say your velocity from A to B over here is constant. Now, from B to C, we say over here that the particle or the car or whatever vehicle over here that is used, from B to C, we say that it is not moving. Okay, that is what happens over here from B to C. All right. Now, you can see over here clearly that the displacement over here is the same. Now, you don't have any addition in displacement, isn't it? You will tengok displacement dia tetap sama sahaja. So, because the displacement over here is the same, so basically the car is not moving. Now, at point C, okay, at point C over here, what happens is the particle over here turns back. Okay, and the particle over here goes back to its initial position. Now, technically over here, you might be wondering, point A and point D, is point A and point D the same? Yes, point A is equal to point D. Okay, let me give you one example over here, what they will ask over here in exam.